If we want to change the world, we're going to have to change our approach. When the whole world is telling you to take on more and more and more, do the opposite. I mean, we've been rewarded for doing. I mean, really, who's got the longest to-do list? Treadmill, by 7 a.m., catching up on the latest gloom and doom on King 5. Gave an inspirational talk about the power of something, burned through 127 emails while listening to a teleseminar. Popped a low-sodium meal in the microwave, and I was finished with lunch before noon. But what is satisfaction to your personality is death to your soul. If you're lucky, you'll hear it before it checks out completely. Hey, could I have just one moment with you? Could you turn your eyes that way so we could drink in like the most beautiful sunset ever? And would it be asking too much to put your nose a little closer to that rose that is just opening up? I mean, taking time to smell the flowers might seem like a silly cliche to you, but this is the kind of stuff that keeps your spirit alive. And what your organization needs more than anything is a leader whose spirit is alive and vibrant. Because when you're tapped into that, when you're really aligned with that, everything becomes easier. Communication is easy, natural, and authentic. Your stress level drops, and people will be drawn to you like a magnet. So, you have 1,000 times better results with 1,000 times less effort. When you're tapped in to your spirit, that's number one. Now, where do you want to go? When you've got all this energy, you're really tapped into the source of your energy, where do you want to go? There's a theater in Seattle, and once a year, it sends out an email inviting all of its acting students to the Monroe Penitentiary, where the prisoners put on a show for the public. Right away, I think of my friend Laura. She is like the poster child of living out loud. I forward that email to her. I know she will want to go. Trouble is, there's all these forms we got to fill out. I mean, there's social security number, date of birth, place of birth, alias name. Plus, we have to consent to wearing certain clothing. No spaghetti straps, no short skirts, nothing at all suggesting that we might be female. All right, androgynous clothing, no big deal. But the forms, I mean, they got to be there tomorrow or we're not going to get in. Laura's given up her landline. She doesn't have a fax machine. Hey, Laura, why don't you just scan it in, email it over to me, I'll print it, and I'll fax it over. Yeah, that ought to work. Yeah, but what about those original signatures? Hey, I know, I see. I'll just sign PZ for LL. That ought to work. Yeah, let's just do that. One way or another, we are gonna get in that prison. Have you ever found yourself with this great sense of urgency and putting all this effort into going somewhere and you find out it's not really where you want to go? We've got to keep our attention on our vision. What do you want? So you got your spirit intact, you know where you're going. Now you probably want to get other people on board. You know, you got this great vision. It will take some support to make that a reality. So how do you inspire people? How do you do that? I say you call in the devil. If I had a code name, it would be Diablo the Devil. I mean, why not? You got the good witch and the bad witch. Why not a good devil? I mean, what does the devil do, really? But just prod people, just encourage them to do what they really want to do. And if you believe, like I believe, that people are basically good, wouldn't they naturally want to do good things? I mean, you think of kind, decent farmers. They just want to be good stewards of the land. They want to cultivate the soil, plant wholesome seeds, and just watch things come to life. But then along comes Monsanto, and you can kiss all the ladybugs goodbye, and the ripple effect goes on and on. Some leaders, some organizations have become so overly enamored with the material world that they will suck the life force right out of plants, animals, and people. But not you. I mean, you don't want that kind of karma in your fingernail. So, when you listen to your heart and you really listen to it, you know, you relax into it, and you follow that, that ripple effect also goes out. And you'll be a role model, and you will naturally draw out the goodness of others. I mean, I think Earth could be a pretty cool place to live, but it takes people like you, and it takes people like me, to stand up and do the opposite. Howard Thurman said, don't ask what the world needs. Ask yourself what brings you to life, and then go and do that. Because what the world really needs is more people who have come alive. And that's the beginning.